Man, that wind sure came up fast. Here, I'll take your coat if you'd like. Actually, you might want to keep that on. Why is it so cold in here? My brother must be freezing. Wait, what's this now? Huh. Well, that explains why I'm missing some gas. He left me a note saying he went and took one of the machines over to his friend's house. I wish he'd tell me these things before he goes and does them. Especially on a stormy night like this'n. I didn't even notice that it was missing from the barn when we were out there earlier. I just hope he doesn't try to drive in that weather. Yeah, it does say he's staying the night. Guess I can't help worrying about him. Anyway, if you want to follow me upstairs, I'll show you your room. Yep, this place is pretty much built entirely out of logs. I think it was either my great-great-grandpa or his pa that built the first homestead here. This ain't the original house, of course. I'd imagine it's a heck of a lot bigger than whatever they built back in those days. But the logs still came from our land. Huh? Oh, am I rambling again? Sorry about that. I'll try and slow down a bit. You don't mind? You think the house is cozy, do you? Well, I'm glad you do. I think it's pretty nice myself. Here's your room. Do you think you'll need anything from your car? I know you didn't bring a whole lot with you, so I can run back if you want me to. You'll be alright? You're sure now? Okay, I'll run downstairs and give you some space to settle in. Maybe I can do something about that fire and warm things up in here. If you need anything, just holler. Oh, hey there. Is it warm enough for you yet? Yep, that's the fireplace. It's real alright. Well, I suppose you wouldn't have a mantle on fire in an apartment, would you? Well, I don't think I can imagine not having one. Yeah, it's a bit of work. You gotta cut down the trees, chop them up, cut them into even smaller pieces, then haul it all inside. But it's all worth it if it means having a nice warm fire to sit by on nights like these. What am I making? Well, I thought I'd cook up some eggs. Everyone likes eggs, right? I was gonna ask if you even wanted any beforehand, but I didn't want to bother you while you were trying to get used to the place. And I thought it might be a nice surprise for you when you came down. But if you don't want any, that's fine too. You won't hurt my feelings none. What's that? No, as a matter of fact, I didn't get them from my own chickens. They ain't laying this time of year. So how do you like the room? Good, I'm glad to hear you like it. These are just about done. You gonna be having any? Or should I fix something else for you? Did the lights flicker, or was that just me? Uh-oh. I guess that answers my question. And it looks like we won't be cooking anything. That wind is pretty wild. Must have knocked a tree down on top of the wires or something. On the bright side, we still got the fire. Hey, why don't we go in the living room? No point in standing around in the dark. Do you need any blankets, or do you think you'll be good? We've got lots. Alright, take a seat wherever you like. There's plenty of room. So what is it that you do for work exactly? Just out of curiosity. Oh, okay. And that involves a lot of travel, does it? Well, I was wondering if that'd be the case. I'm not much of an expert when it comes to that kind of job, but I've heard of it before. Actually, I think a friend of mine went off to college to do something kind of like that. I haven't talked to him for years now, so I can't quite recall what it was he said he wanted to do. But I think it was something along those lines. Yeah, I went to school. Same group of kids from kindergarten all the way through 12th grade. All 23 of us. Oh, you mean college? No, I never went anywhere like that. I always stayed close to home. And why not? I had the whole ranching business laid out for me, and I think it's what I do best. Well, yeah, it's a lot of work, and it sure isn't for everyone. But I guess it's like the firewood. It's all worth it in the end. Keeping this place running is something that I can feel proud of. Listen, I wanted to say I'm sorry your work trip didn't go well. I'm sure you weren't expecting to end up on some random guy's couch waiting out a storm. And you're probably worrying about what you came up this way to do. But I think it's good to take a break from the stuff that's got you worked up and stressed and just sit back and take it easy for a while. After a long day, that's what I do to unwind. Just sit right here and listen to the logs burn. Sitting here, I can just forget about all my problems. I know they won't fix themselves by doing this, but sometimes you just have to take a break. Yeah, I agree. I am lucky to live in a nice place like this. Sure, it's a slower paced life than in the city, but I don't mind. Besides, I don't think I'd survive in the city. Either that or the city just isn't ready for me. Oh, you meant the house. Well, I'd have to agree with you there, too. It sure is a beauty. How did I get it? I am pretty young to be owning a house by most people's standards, aren't I? Well, I guess that just shows how much cheaper land is out here. I did say it was a family home, didn't I? Well, I guess that explains it then. I got it from my parents. No. They didn't move. Well, it was a night like tonight, actually. They were out of town for the weekend, and on their way home, a storm cut them off. Car slipped off the road, and well... No, don't apologize for bringing it up. You didn't know. It's alright. It was just a few months before I graduated. They left me everything, and since I was 18 by that time, I was old enough to take it over. My brother, too. I've looked after him ever since. As best as I could, anyway. He can be a handful, but I sure do love him. Yeah, I am worried about him. Guess I can't hide it, huh? No, it's not that. I know his friend's family. They're good people. It's just... yeah, the storm. I know he'd be safe inside their house, but still. Maybe it's just because I can't see him. Well, I don't know. To tell the truth, storms still make me a little scared on my own. Anyway, you didn't ask to hear all that. I'm sorry for laying all of it on you. I guess my mind just likes to wander and it comes straight out my mouth. Huh? You wanna cuddle me? Listen, you don't have to do that, really. Well, no, I don't hate the idea. I just... I'll be honest, I haven't done this in a long time. It feels nice. Thanks for this. I appreciate it. It's only right that I thank you. You already thanked me for letting you stay here, and now you're doing something nice for me. So it wouldn't be very nice of me if I didn't. Well, hey now, a good deed's a good deed. You don't need to compare them. It doesn't matter if they're big or small, and there's no need to get even. You're giving me something I needed, so thank you. Well, I'm glad to hear that I'm warm, but you don't need to thank me for that. I should be thanking myself, though, because as long as we stay like this, I won't have to get up and find more blankets. But I have to say, I'm tuckered out, so I best be heading off to bed. I'll go find a candle for you to take back to your room. You want me to stay? Well, alright, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to stay up a little longer. You want me to tell you a story? Well, I don't think anyone's ever asked me to tell them one before. But you know what? It makes sense right now. Well, most of the time I bore people when I ramble on. They could be standing up looking like they're about to doze off. So if you're trying to go to sleep, listening to me go on will probably help with that. Well, I can't stay up for too long now. Something's telling me there's going to be a lot of snow to shovel in the morning if you plan on going anywhere. So I'm going to need some sleep. But if it's a story you want to hear, I could probably think up one or two. Actually, I think I know the perfect one. When I was, probably 5, Dad told me about this waterfall. He used to say it was somewhere way deep in the woods, up towards the mountains. And he'd tell me it was the best one around.